What the heck are I bonds? How do they work, and are they right for you? Let's talk about that today. I've gotten a lot of questions about I bonds over the last few weeks, and this is something that I haven't talked about in a really long time with any of my clients. With inflation making headlines for all kinds of different reasons, all of a sudden I bonds are a popular topic. Today I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page about how they work, how do you buy them if this is something you want to get, and then let's have some realistic expectations going forward. Let's start with the basics. A Series I savings bond is something that you buy directly from the US Treasury, and that is the name of the website, treasurydirect.gov. But there are some interesting aspects to how an I bond works that I think might get missed when you're talking with your friends or your family, or maybe a coworker said, hey, make sure you get some I bonds. Let's really dig into how the interest rate is calculated and also how it might adjust. Series I savings bonds have a floating rate that's based on the non-seasonally adjusted consumer price index for urban consumers. Just to be clear, it has a current fixed rate of 0%, but the semi-annual rate right now is around 4.81%, which makes the adjusted rate above 9%. So this is probably why you've heard of I bonds recently. That 9%, that interest rate is grabbing your attention. When we look at the history of I bonds, the fixed rate, it's consistently been relatively low, especially when compared to the 1-month treasury rates. Here's what I want to stress. That 9% rate that you see there, that's not guaranteed for the life of the bond. That adjusts. The semi-annual adjusted rate, that changes every 6 months. Right now, with inflation numbers that we got from just a few months ago, that's how we get to this floating 9% interest rate. But again, that is not guaranteed, and that is not going to be the fixed rate for the life of the bond. One note that I will make right now, obviously inflation is the headline, but if all of a sudden the US economy slips into deflation, the interest rate can't go below 0%. There is that fixed floor of 0%. Technically, that won't decline in value, but I think it is important to note it can go down to 0. In addition to that floating interest rate, it's really important to note that if you wanted to purchase some I bonds, you can't just buy an unlimited amount. If you go through the website, you can buy $10,000 worth of I bonds in a year, and if you wanted to buy the paper version of the bonds, that's an additional $5,000. So in reality, you can buy up to $15,000 worth of bonds in a year. For most people, this isn't going to make a huge impact on your overall portfolio. And that leads me to my next point. Does this make sense to incorporate some I bonds into your portfolio? Well, to be clear, from a logistical standpoint, you do have to jump through the hoops of going to the treasurydirect.gov to buy these bonds. So just make sure you understand exactly how you accomplish that. Now, this leads me to a deeper conversation around, does it make sense to have I bonds in your portfolio? And to be honest, there are pros and there are cons to this. And this is probably something that is really personal based on your financial plan and your retirement goals. More importantly, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page about how these I bonds work. Again, that interest rate that you're seeing, that 9% an interest rate, that's not guaranteed for the life of the bond. And number two, you can't put as much money as you want into these bonds. There are those annual limitations on buying these I bonds. I'm going to stop there. I wanted to make this a quick video just to ensure that you're well informed on how these work. If you want to talk more about this, if you want to figure out how to incorporate these into your financial plan, if it makes sense, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to chat. My name is Alan Hensley. I'm a wealth advisor here at Merriman Wealth Management in Seattle, Washington, and you can reach me by connecting on my social media or put a comment down below and we'll find a time to talk. Thanks so much. Have a great day.